All right, guys. Well, the original idea behind this save was to try to keep this team as Korean as we possibly could. We have now done the exact opposite. We have a team with no Koreans on the first team squad. We've gotten rid of all of them because I'm tired of seeing them play poorly. So we'll see what the kids can do for us for the time being. That's not going to last forever, of course, in this team, but it's going to have to last a little while because we don't want to be relegated. We still have a chance of getting a top half finish, and I'm not giving up on this project quite yet. I do think that we have seen some signs of brilliance, but it's going to be a little bit tricky here in the beginning part of the season. We'll have to see if we can hold on. Hansen gets this back from Rodriguez over to Clemente. We have looked everywhere for the good players, and we've tried to get everybody who's capable from off of the B team here onto the A team. So we'll see what we can do. Clemente again with it over to Hansen. This is a little bit dangerous. Hazeman with it over to Hansen, and we haven't really done very much. Hazeman came in. Kalon Hazeman is a really good-looking player who we had on the B team for a while, and he's going to try to make his debut. Pohang ended up with a shot on goal there really early on. Here's Hazeman now with it. Up and over for Lerhoy, who wins it. Over to Valakari. Back to Maria. Valakari. Up to Kegongo, another good player, and he loses it right away, unfortunately. Kegongo looks good, but I'm not sure if he really knows what to do with his position, and that's an early goal for Pohang, and I'm pretty sure that was onside. I think this is a little bit wishful thinking from our defense, and they did disallow that. How about that? I'm a little bit surprised at that, but okay, I guess that was not onside, and yeah, look at that right there. He was offside right at the beginning, and so it is. We get a free kick out of this, and that is too far away for Kegongo, and we'll have to see what we can do from this point on. Rodriguez wins this and loses it right away, unfortunately. We're going to have to win this ball back again. And fortunately, Maria is able to go back and get it over to Rodriguez again, looking for Monta. Can't find him. It's Shada who misses that there, and that should have been called a foul. We had a player stomp on the opponent. That's a little bit strange. Kim Sung-dae ends up scoring the goal, and that makes it 1-0 for Pohang. And, yeah, this is not going to go our way, is it? Look at this right here, though. Kim In-sung is tackled and totally knocked down by Rodriguez, who is playing a little bit aggressively. So that's a little bit of a concern for us. We don't want to see too much of that. All right, well, let's see what we can do here. They have a throw, though it's deep in their area, which tells me that we did a good job to get the ball back there. You have to take the moral victories where they come. Hazeman here now with the ball over to Shada. Forward for Kegongo, and he just gives up on that one. And so that didn't quite work the way that we wanted it to. I guess he thought he may have been offside. We've had a lot of guys just giving up on the ball. Maria now with it over to Clemente, and then back to Shada, over to Kegongo. That's a little bit strange. Kegongo with this lumps it forward for Shada, and it doesn't quite work. We're getting closer, I'll tell you that. Is that Moanta? I'm pretty sure it is, number 10, who was trying to play the keeper closely. Zeka's way offside. They better call this offside because he looked about as offside as you could possibly get. Let's take a look here at it again. And yeah, they've disallowed that. It said at the bottom he may have been fractionally offside. He looked like he was offside by about a mile. I mean, yeah, what do you think about that? You know, this is, by the way, the reason why we're playing strikerless is because we don't want that to happen to us. Hansen with it, looking for Monta. He heads that one forward, does a good job with it, but we're just lacking in that cohesion, unfortunately. That was a Shada there who was unable to get forward far enough to make anything happen. And now they're probably going to end up walking all over us here. So normally when you're playing in a save like this, matches like this are sort of at the beginning, you kind of just let them go by and you figure that you trust in the system and trust that something's going to come your way eventually. That's probably the approach we have to have. Pohang are like 4th in the league, I think, something like that. So we just kind of hope that we can survive this one. Maria with this, looking for it from Monta, and it eludes him completely. And that was Zeka with a bicycle kick. He's been all over the place, called for offside twice, and then trying that sort of thing out. So so much for that. Rodriguez to Shada to Hazeman, over to Clemente. Clemente to Hazeman. And, yeah, that was pretty bad. Rodriguez does go back to win that, though, and that's what I like to see. Hansen over to Kegongo, who has done a pretty poor job in this match, his first match for us. That's another goal. It's Kim Sung-dae, and I think he might have been offside as well. We'll take a look. Yep, he's called for offside as well. So so much for that, huh? So much for that, and that means that we do live to see another day. Yeah, that was a little bit closer, but he was pretty clearly offside. Not much of a question about it. So it's still only 1-0, and hopefully something good can happen here. Shada having a pretty poor match, so we'll have to take him off early. And yeah, I'm a little bit worried that we have probably lost the dressing room and lost the morale. And as you know, in Football Manager, when you lose the respect of the players and you lose the morale game, you will never win. And that's one of the problems with the game. It's not so much about tactics as it is about all of the other junk that happens. Hazeman with his ball over to Valakari, over to Kigongo. Kigongo doesn't see the player he has on the left, and instead we've given up possession, and Zeka has knocked yet another offsides goal in. I'm pretty sure that he was offside once again. This is becoming ridiculous, and I think that we probably are setting a record for the number of consecutive goals by Pohang that are called offside. Kigongo looked pretty bad in giving up possession, but Zeka's way offside, no question about it. And it'd be nice if we could prevent it from scoring, but we'll take what we can get. Montav back from Lerhoy forward to Shada, and that goes in. I'm not sure I understand what happened there. Are they going to call this one back is the question. And that was awarded. So Shada was about to come off at halftime, and he's helped us draw level. This was a forward ball played for him. He headed it to himself and then brought it down and shot, and it went off of the foot of the defender and went in. So how about that? Not what I was expecting today. He's clearly onside. He's being double teamed. Brings it down, calmly knocks it in, 1-1. So how about that? 1-1, we finally done something good. Lerhoy looks pretty good with that assist. That is off the crossbar, and Isaac Solberg was really fortunate that one didn't go in. Here's Clemente with us now. Knocks it forward, looking for Shada. Can't quite find him. And their keeper's playing a little bit fast and loose with this ball. Maria wins that. Valakari now brings it down over to Hansen, looking for Monta. Can't quite get to him. We're having a lot of shaking here happening on the screen, so it's kind of hard to keep track of everything that's going on. Solberg wins that, and they're not calling a foul on Lerhoy, so we get away with that one. Man, they've had all the momentum in this match, and yet it's 1-1. So you go figure that, huh? And there's another one by Zeka that's off the crossbar. Zeka has been called offside, I think, 3 times. For goals that he scored, and then he's hitting the crossbar all over the place. Hazeman with it over to Monta, down to Rodriguez, and that's forward for, who was that there, number 24, who decided to let that ball sort of zoom past him and didn't care much about what happened. Hazeman now wins it and then loses it right away, and has a real cynical tackle and is not called for it. So Hazeman's a good player, and he's playing pretty aggressively. Clemente ends up winning this and knocking it out of bounds. So we're still at 1-1, and that's not what I would expect. Hansen over to Rodriguez, back to Hansen, up to Clemente. Forward looking for Shada, and he's not able to get to that. He's not having a great match, I'll tell you that. Seems to not really know where he is or what it is that he's doing. It's Kim Sung-dae again, and that is blocked. Maria then heads this away to Rodriguez, who heads it right back to Kim Min-sung. And Solberg with an incredible save, and Hansen knocks that one out for touch. Man, I tell you, these games have been pretty remarkable. We've seen a lot of tremendous play, and maybe these players aren't quite as upset as I once thought. Zeka misses a setter, so I think he was offside too. So how about that? Take another look at this and see. So Solberg knows he has to get up because he's playing on that sweeper-keeper role. Zeka's offside, and he misses it anyway. That's what happens when you have a player who dislikes big matches or something like that. There's some problem with Zeka that's causing him to do this. Valakari back to Maria. Over to Lerhoy, back to Maria. Pass it back. There you go, Clemente. Over to Hazeman. Hazeman forward, lumps that one over looking for Shada. Shada has not been able to keep up with that ball and any of the chances he's been given. Lerhoy wins this in the back. It's Kim In-sung, however, who pulls it down, and then Kim Sung-dae with a shot, and it forces a really good save once again by Solberg. I mean, he's going to do a lot of growing up here really, really quickly. Kim Jong-woo here with the corner, and Solberg does get the save, but it goes straight to Ha Chang-dae, who ends up scoring, and that makes it 2-1 for Pohang. So you knew it was going to come, and it does come eventually. and it's here on the corner. Do a good job knocking the first one out, but nobody was there to cover the man with the second one. We had two guys standing in the same place, which is what happens when you don't have good team cohesion. So it's 2-1, but we have scored, which is good. That's better than we were doing in our last match. And it's apparently going to be a corner for us, taken by the invisible man. Now, here we go. Valakari now will take this. Knocks it near post, and nothing happens in the end. And I'm not sure what this is. This was the highlight from before. So I guess Rodriguez had the ball here in a great position, and we're looking pretty good, huh? Kigongo saw his shot go just a little bit over. This isn't bad at all for a team that's supposed to for facing a team that's supposed to be so much better than us. Of course, Clarence Kigongo is having a really, really poor match. We're going to put a Kame in there. He's fast. Shada has the goal despite his best efforts. I guess we'll leave him in, and then we're going to put a couple of these other guys here in the back on the pitch. And so we'll see what we can do here, see if we can't get it turned around a little bit. 45 minutes left to play, and we've had a little bit of everything so far in this one. So we'll see if we get any more offside calls. It was Mwanta winning that one, and then as soon as we win it, then the highlight stops. How about that? See if we can win this again. Knocked forward, and boy, that's Zeka finally with the goal, and he finally gets one in. And that's a little bit frustrating. That makes it 3-1 for Pohang. It's frustrating because we'd played so well up to this point. We'd done so well. We'd done so many things right. And then you just give up a goal like this. And it's not even that he's not being marked. It's, Fagali just can't quite get his head in the right place. And so that's the end of that. Throw in for Rodriguez over to Monta to Shada. Looking for Akame. Can't find him. And it's going back to Clemente over to Lerhoy. Lerhoy brings this up right side, past his man, forward for Shada, and that was almost the second goal. Man, that was a really good save by the keeper. So, hey, it might happen. Getting a second goal here would be good. Even if we lose the match, I don't mind it that much. Hazeman here with the corner, can't find anybody, and that's the end of that. As I've said, if we can get it just turned around just a little bit here, we might be able to finish mid-table, which would be really good this season, but we need to start winning matches. And that's not going to help us very much. Kim Jong-woo's free kick, fortunately, was offline, so that's a good thing. And, look at Shada. He has a goal. He has a 6.6 rating. I don't know if I've ever seen such a low rating from a player who actually scored a goal in a match. Just doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. Hazeman now brings this one down, and that gives them a free shot on goal, which goes over everybody's head. And we'll try this again. Shada over to Rodriguez, and it doesn't quite work. And they lump this one as far forward as they can, and they have created definitely something out of nothing here. We're in trouble. We're trying to run back as fast as possible. And Solberg makes the save at the end, and so that kind of works. I'm not so sure about this one. Fines, once again, are incoming. As I've always said, if they get a 6.1 in a match, we're going to fine you. Obradon scores his first goal for Pohang. We have given up 4 goals once again. And this is looking pretty bad. We're going to have to really hammer these players once again. We played well at the beginning, but this is absolutely ridiculous. 4-1 now the margin, and we've completely fallen apart here in the second half. Nobody's having a good match, no good performances. The problem might not have been the Korean players after all, and so we'll see what we can do, but we're going to levy out some fines for players who are not playing well because they're not playing very well. And that's going to be the end of that. So Kegongo, who has a lot of promise, looks really, really bad in this one. And we need to do better. We need to actually compete and try to win matches. And I have a funny feeling that this save might not last very long. Talk to you later. Bye.